Hey, y'all. Welcome to the Marty Smith podcast here at Outsider. This is volume 22, 3,
Yeah,
something
22.
like that. 22. We have an awesome show for you guys this week. There's so much to discuss that we'll have part 2 of Toby Keith for you guys, my conversation with him. I hope you enjoyed the first half. I did hear from a couple of you guys about the first part and, particularly Toby's honesty and his consideration of those that came before him and kind of paved the path for him and gave him perspective on the kind of artist he wanted to be. Always, I love that kind of commentary, but I think this second half you guys are going to enjoy even more. It really seemed to pick up when we got to the second half of the interview. We'll get to that later in the show, but I can't wait to hear what you guys think about that. We got a cast of thousands per usual. Travis Rockhold is here. His Ohio State Buckeyes blew the doors off of the Michigan State Spartans. They hung 56 on them. C.J. Stroud went crazy.
He's kind of good.
And had 6 touchdowns in the first half.
He had three incompletions.
Just an amazing performance. Wesley Blankenship's Georgia Bulldogs also scored 56 points.
Yeah.
Against the Charleston Southern Buccaneers. And Jordan Davis was handed the football, and that is a scary prospect for any of those young men on the Charleston Southern defense. I would not want to be them.
And here's the thing, though. A guy named Stetson Bennett can change Kirby's legacy. If
Right.
Former walk-on, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Can win it all. Everything that's happened.
I just went to Athens last week. Wes and I broke bread on Tuesday night and had a couple cocktails and solved the world's problems. And the next day, I had the great opportunity to sit with several guys, but and coaches, and one of them certainly was Stetson. And we had a conversation that genuinely floored me. I've interviewed so many different people, different kinds of people, athletes, entertainers, musicians, actors, whatever. Rarely are folks in the public eye that honest. He was strikingly honest about his path. I mean, look, this guy was a walk-on. He left and went to JUCO. He came back, and he's sitting behind JT Daniels. He is doing really well in spring ball. He doesn't win the job. But what I learned was that his peers and his teammates would lay on the tracks for that guy. They would go to the end of the earth for that guy. He's a different cat. And I love it. I love everything about his perspectives. He grew up dreaming of running out of the Sanford Stadium tunnel and just touching the grass. That's all he ever wanted to do.
I think that element, I think, is one thing that, while he may not have all the numbers of Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud, when you have a player that his childhood dream was to play for that team, that's hard to put a value on what that means, and then the motivation and his work ethic and what that can do for a team. I think that's one thing that would I trade for him over to give my quarterback? No, but having that little piece there of growing up wanting to play there at that stadium, that's a huge thing for that team going forward.
That's why it took so much guts to leave.
So, Travis, to your point about the transfer portal's impact on quarterbacks, unless you're Ryan Day or Kirby Smart and you've got 5-star upon 5-star in your quarterback room, if your starter goes down, you're screwed right now in college football. It's similar to the NFL. And that's why Stetson is an X factor. He's not the 5-star, but he's Wally Pipp, JT Daniels to an extent, to the point where you can't take the ball out of his hands unless Kirby finds himself in a situation similar to what he saw Nick Saban do in the Natty a few years ago with Tua Tagovailoa against an offense maybe that's a little bit more high-powered and Georgia's not able to put up enough points. Maybe you go to JT. But right now, you can't take the ball out of Stetson's hands.
I will tell you, one of the things that was so striking to me was when he said to me, maybe part of it's just stupidity. Marty. Maybe I'm just stupid enough to believe that nobody's better than me. I'm not going out there to prove anybody wrong. I'm not playing with a chip on my shoulder. I just believe that I'm the best guy for the job. I just believe that I'm the best player. And the way that he says it is not in a conceited way. It's in a self-confident way. And these days, that's so hard to do. And I just, I admire everything that he said to me. We talked about the impact of the pressure of being the Georgia quarterback in a year when, Georgia fans have tremendous expectations all the time, especially now because Kirby recruits at such a high level and there's 5 stars all over the program, dozens of them. And so I guess it's dozens of them. I don't know. It's a lot. But, those expectations are very real, and the weight of them is very real. And I was ignorant too. I shouldn't have been. This was naive of me. As well as Stetson is playing, I wouldn't expect him to be getting any grief from anybody. But he does. That's the world we're in. That's the world we're in. So I just think that he's proven a lot of people wrong this year. Not only has he done nothing but win, he's learned how to throw the football down the field, and his QBR is very high, and of course he has really good running backs and an offensive line that's ridiculous. So, I asked him about Georgia's potential too, and I think that they're in the mindset that if they play to their standard, and it's not about the scoreboard, it's about the journey and the process, they can beat anybody.
What do you think, though, that he can win the game for Georgia in the playoffs or in the SEC championship? Can he go out there and win the game for Georgia if need be?
I mean, he has a defense that's averaging 6.5 points a game. So
that's my point. So let's say that the defense isn't perfect, and they have the ball, and they're down
Old Takes exposed me on this. I don't see it happening against this defense. I really don't. Alabama, Ohio State are the 2 teams that at this point I feel confident could outscore what Tennessee did, which was 17 points. That's the most that Georgia's given up this year. And I'll tell you, every single week, Monday through Friday, this is the team that's going to give Georgia's defense a challenge, finally. And then on Sunday morning, maybe that offense wasn't that good. It's every week. Now, I'm not saying that Alabama and Ohio State aren't different dudes. They are. I mean, they are Georgia's match when it comes to recruiting. But the leadership that Jordan Davis has, PFF, all right? Look, Kirby Smart makes fun of them. They are criticized, probably fairly so. I'm not a stat nerd, and I don't understand, the ins and outs of what goes into their formulas, okay? I looked at a tweet today, though, that had 3 of Georgia's defensive tackles rated not the best 3 on Georgia's team, but the best 3 in the SEC. I mean, there is tangible proof and there's intangible proof when you have guys like Jordan Davis leading the band after his last game at Sanford Stadium. I mean, it just feels like a defense that you cannot crack. Does Stetson even need to be the guy to win a game? But I don't know if he'll be in that position.
If he's needed to, are you confident as a fan to go down 4 with, let's just call it a minute 50 left, 2 timeouts? Can he lead Georgia down to score a touchdown?
I have no proof that he can't at this point. So until he proves me wrong on that, I'm going to say that he can do it.
It could happen. Ohio State is scoring at a very high clip. Alabama is scoring the football at a high and very efficient clip. Both of those offenses not only are explosive, but they're very efficient. And, Saban has said that explosive plays are something that they need to have a few more of. They did that against Arkansas. Williams had a couple of home runs. I mean, it's something to behold. Travis, explain to us the hatred. On campus, they cross out all the M's all over the whole campus with red X's.
When
I even saw on my boy Mark Pantoni's Twitter feed that his church X'd out the M's on the marquee.
Matthew, Mark, morning. Luke, and John.
Well, yeah, because God asked them to do that, and God's a Buckeye. So it's a hatred that, I mean, I'd be okay if we sold the state to Canada, and like in return they give us some beer or something back. I don't need them. I don't care for the state. I hate them. I'm wearing a shirt that says "Hang 100" on him because last year Jim Harbaugh threw some accusations at Ryan Day. Ryan Day said, "Why don't you just worry about your own team?" And then the rumor goes is Ryan Day told his team there's not going to be a mercy rule and we're going to hang 100 on him. So, and this has been, we didn't get to play him last year because of COVID. So this is my favorite week of the year. I've already watched the HBO documentary on the rivalry once. I'll watch it again before the game. It's a high noon game. I love, primetime games are cool, but as a fan, I just want to play the early window, get it over with. But I want to crush.
Well, that has a lot to do with your drinking habits as well.
Sorry, I broke the rule this past week too with the tweeting, but I didn't expect CJ Stroud to throw double the amount of touchdowns to incompletion, so I had free time. But yeah, I hate him. I want nothing to do with them, and I want to, Josh Gaddis, their offensive coordinator, a year ago, he tweeted out during COVID, they're working hard even though there's COVID going on, and they found a blueprint, and there was like a video of watching the Ohio State game. He since has deleted that tweet. Like I want.
Do y'all get mad when other people who aren't Ohio State fans say Michigan instead of the team up north?
No, you can't.
Or do you expect all of us to be in solidarity with you about that?
No, I mean that would be like I can't expect you guys to embrace the hatred that I have. I mean, in college,
it's not ingrained in us the way it is you.
Yeah.
Who do you hate, Wes? What team does Georgia hate?
All right, Georgia hates Florida and Auburn and Tennessee and Georgia Tech and Clemson.
How many rivalries
and Alabama?
There's no way that you can pour hatred into all of those.
Oh yeah, we got enough hate to go around.
I don't how does that work? You just wake up and from August until December you hate you hate the team you're playing every week?
It isn't every Georgia fan. That's the beauty of it. It's the Georgia fans in Dahlonega hate Tennessee. It's the Georgia fans in Columbus hate Auburn.
Wait, hold on. Dahlonega?
You don't
ain't you heard?
You don't want to hoo Dahlonega, dude.
Ashley McBride's song, bro.
Come on, man.
Sounds like you're taking
a little dive bar in Dahlonega.
I took
Dahlonega
right there.
The gold on the state
Dahlonaga's right down the road from Dawsonville,
Georgia.
ain't it?
Yes. Travis, put some respect on the Nuggets, dude.
No. I'm not.
The newspaper in Dahlonega
it.
is called the Nugget because they're all about.
Is
their
it
gold
really?
Up there. Yeah, the Dahlonega Nugget.
They found gold.
Yeah, man, you can go to Dahlonega and pan for gold.
Are you serious? In a river?
Was this like a field trip that every school in the a 50-mile radius would always go on?
How did you know this, Travis? I was about to say that. This was every kid's field trip. You go to Dahlonega, you go to this fine gem and gold mining tour, and you pan for gold. And you get a little vial about this big, and it has a little fart of gold in it. And because one of the things that we'd always do early on, we went to these caverns. You'd always go there. And then once you got old enough, the field trip was upgraded to Cedar Point, which is I'm going
to tell y'all
went to Cedar Point for a field trip?
Multiple field trips.
What are you learning? What are you learning there? Physics on the roller coaster?
Velocity and, physics. And
we went to Colonial Williamsburg in 7th grade.
Yeah, but that was in 1942, Marty. There was
Hey.
I'm not that old. And I look a lot younger since I shaved my beard, which, by the way, was the most polarizing thing that happened last week. Good Lord.
So what were the
field? I walked out on a Marty McGee set naked as a jaybird with my booty hanging out.
We'll get to that. But
by the way, here's another tangent. Y'all know those hand warmer deals that you take hunting? Like you can put them in your pocket. You do this with them. Yeah, you put them in your boots. Well, our awesome production staff got us. It was freezing cold in Tuscaloosa, so they got us the hand warmers.
Okay.
Well, I took boot warmers. I took 4 boot warmers.
Okay.
And I put 2. They were sticky ones. So I stuck 2 in my back pockets of my suit pants. And I stuck 2 in my front pockets of my suit pants. And everything was fine until the show started. Once the show started and I sat down on the couch, all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, my Lord, this is burning my ass.
You're roasting some chestnuts?
My butt. Dude, my butt, I had to stand up in the middle, live on television in the middle of Marty McGee show and go, y'all, this is burning my butt. I'm sorry, I got to stand up. I could tell that there was like smoke rolling off of my cheek. And I had to get it. I was afraid I was going to get like a chemical burn.
That's like gunpowder in a bag. That's what that stuff is.
It was scary, man.
For the record, though,
hurt.
Marty, you were always cold.
Always.
It could have been 50 degrees and you would have been cold.
Well, shaving my beard didn't help that any. And so, all right, let's just dive into that for a minute. Everybody wants to know why I did it. We might have talked about this last week because y'all saw it really before anybody. There is no reason why I did it. I got home from the University of Tennessee and I jumped in the shower and I thought, you know what the hell? I'm going to shave my beard. I haven't shaved my beard in 8 years or something. 9 years, 10 years. So I shave my beard and I walk out of the bedroom. And my wife sees me, and I got these, like, dimple things right here, okay? Right here. See those? My wife likes those. And she says to me, I have not seen those in so long, Martin. They're so cute. So here I am feeling real good about myself, right? I'm smelling my piss. And so I go down to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and everybody, the first thing everybody, like, deer in the headlights. You shaved.
You could have.
I've never met you.
You could have came out and said Nick Saban's retiring, and the story would have been written. Marty Smith was clean shaven. A few paragraphs down, oh yeah, Nick Saban retired, because everybody was captivated on Twitter.
I mean, see, I don't know about that. I don't know what they said on Twitter. I try my best to stay away from such things.
I didn't see anything bad, but everybody was just like.
I did learn though from I think it was producer Randy. Said that somebody said Marty looks like a shinier version of Lyle Lovett.
Who?
Lyle Lovett. Julia Roberts' ex-husband, bro.
I have no idea who that is.
He's a Texas country like god.
Well, I guess I have some homework to do.
Isn't he Texas country? Lyle Lovett? Brandon, is he Texas country? I don't know.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Big time.
You're knocking Dahlonega, and now you're taking down Lyle Lovett. And I just Googled this photo of Lyle Lovett.
Do I look like
V-Mix can. Dude, he looks like Edward Scissorhands a little bit in this picture that I found.
Am I more handsome than Lyle Lovett, boys?
I can see it in the dimples. I can see it. But yeah, Wes, I think I took all that Southern that you said I had last week. I think I've officially.
Yeah, you're done, son. It's gone.
It's just crazy to me that kind of thing can have that kind of reaction. I didn't do it for any reaction. I certainly didn't expect any reaction, but it's everybody I saw. That's what they said. They couldn't believe it. And I didn't like it once I kind of saw myself. I have really, look how big my ears are.
You got like satellite dishes.
My ears are humongous. They stick out to the side. Poor Cameron got the same ones. This left one, and the masks, the masks have accentuated.
Pulls them.
Oh, they're terrible. They pull them up.
My ear protrudes from the side of my head. Yeah, it's only exacerbated the problem. So, as a result, I never realized just how much my beard assisted me in shielding my huge ears. And so now I'm in the process of growing it back.
How long will it take?
By the time we get to Auburn, Alabama, down on the plains this weekend, it'll be back.
No, wait,
it doesn't take me long.
It'll be back.
I'm like a chia pet.
It'll be back to what it was in 2 weeks.
I'm like a chia pet, dude. You know how you take that seed resin that you put on the chia pet and it just sprouts the clover.
I never
That's
had
my
a
face.
chia. Never
It
never
would-
went with one of those.
Chia.
It would
I had
take
a chia
me.
goat.
It would take me months. I tried to at the start of COVID to see. After like a couple weeks, I just had this scruff that just looked like I was drunk, which I might have been, but I couldn't do it. I've never used an actual razor. I've only ever used an electric razor in my entire life.
You've never used like a Gillette Mach 5 and
Nope, never.
man. My daddy taught me when I was like 13, I think, or 4. I didn't even have hair on my face. But my daddy was like, "Come here, boy."
The question is, who has
He tried
better?
to teach me.
How many blades did he have on his razor?
Uno, Jack.
Because as we've gone on, it's gone from like two little blades on that little piece. And now we've got like 5 blades. There's one on the back. It moves around your face with you.
It's got a ball.
It's over the top.
They work really well.
I use an electric razor and I can be done in like 2 minutes. But the question is, I just got a photo sent from Brandon, a photo of Lyle Lovett. I want to know who has better hair, you or Lyle.
I got really good hair, bro.
His hair it looked like he stuck his finger in an outlet.
That's what they say about me. I mean, people always talk about mine. I get Jimmy Neutron. Like, I made fun of myself this weekend. I said I kind of went from Jimmy Neutron to Max Headroom. But y'all two are too young to even know who Max Headroom is, so
I know
I
who
had to
Max
explain.
Headroom is.
I think he peddled Pepsi Cola. I think he was a Pepsi guy, and he was like animatronic. What's the word? It's not animated. It's something else.
I have no idea.
And yeah, he was just this digitized guy who had a clean-shaven face and swooped back hair.
Did you know,
and
Marty?
He became a phenomenon.
I used to have a buzz cut.
So did I, dude. When in high school.
No, I had one like 2015, 2016. I think it's.
You got too good a head of hair for that. That's the same as me, though. I mean, when I was in high school, I had your standard flat top haircut, straight out of 1954. Mr. Clayton Dolinger at Barton's Barbershop cut every one of us. We all had the same haircut. It cost $3. And if we beat Narrows, Blacksburg, Floyd County, and Fort Chiswell, we got it for free.
Was that an NIL deal?
It was. It was. All of us were certainly going to be Division I athletes. And on top of that, I grew up in one of those towns like Dahlonega where, listen, if the Dahlonega Red Devils, if they are competing for state championships, they ain't paying for their blizzards. I'm sorry.
Yeah. How many stoplights did you have in your town, Marty?
Well, when I was growing up, we had 2. We had the one at Main Street. Well, we really only had one, but it was a 4-way. So,
yeah, that only counts as one.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, that's one.
And now they have 2 because we got a Wal-Mart.
Wait, so didn't you have to drive over the mountain to go to like Sam's Club or Walmart growing up?
I have a great story. I have an amazing
what happened
story
when
that
the
I
Walmart
forgot to
opened
tell.
up? Yeah, go ahead.
All Bedlam. It was Bedlam. You think OU and Oklahoma State's going to be Bedlam this weekend? No way, dude. Bedlam was when the Wally World opened in Parisburg. So I have a great story for y'all. Producer Randy Laney, our great friend Emily Turner, and McGee showed up late. We were having drinks before the Eric Church show on the veranda at the Hilton in Knoxville, Tennessee. And this gentleman, I could see him across the way taking a picture of me. So I waved at him, like across the veranda. How you doing, buddy? I saw him taking a picture. And he got up, he sauntered over there, and he had on a Virginia Tech football cardigan. And I'm like, hell yeah, go Hokies, man. I said, you're brave wearing that in these parts. He goes, I have wanted to meet you for so long. He said, he's probably, I'm going to say, I don't want to date. He was my parents' age group. And had an amazing white beard, looked like Ernest Hemingway. Great white head of white hair. And he walks over and he says, I could not wait to meet you. He said, I live in the New River Valley. I built Giles High School. He built my high school in 1961. Isn't that awesome?
Wow.
Go Spartans, by golly.
Speaking of Walmarts, I remember when my town got the first Walmart. We have more than one stoplight, so we're not that small.
What town did you grow up in? Athens?
Huh? No, I grew up in Lima, Ohio.
Lima.
Lima?
I would have said
Spelled like Lima, yeah.
I would have said Lima.
The first Walmart, Amy Van Dyken, the Olympic swimmer, was going to be there as like the person, the celebrity to sign autographs. And I believe there was going to be a Cinnabon in there or something, but like it was massive. I wanted to go the day and get her autograph, but my parents made me go to school instead. So someone took I had a medal and had her sign it. But yeah, the Walmart opening up was like the talk of the town. And now they're just
Y'all have a
everywhere.
Walmart, Wes?
Do we have one?
Yeah.
Like in Athens?
Well, you don't have a national championship there, so I didn't know if you guys don't have a Walmart either.
All right, you already
I've not
used that joke in pre-show, okay? You got to pick your spots on this, man. You're losing your effectiveness. Yeah, we have one. It's on the east side. It's a long way away from where I live. But yes, we have one. And my Walmart story is my relatives who live in Logan, West Virginia. When they got their Walmart, they canceled school. And the marching band showed up and played in the parking lot before the ribbon was cut to let people in. Yeah.
All right, I got one more Walmart story.
Walmart needs a fight song.
Walmart has a fight song. Anyway, 100 years ago, when I was at Radford University, I met this beautiful girl, at this frat party. And we became really close friends, and there wasn't a whole lot of interest in like dating each other. And I was chasing another girl, but we became friends. And like, I really thought this girl was really cool. And so I said to her, hey, my buddy and me are going to go to Wally World. You want to come? We're going to go to Wally World. And so this girl, she got dressed up real pretty, and she put on makeup and just looked like just a dream. And she got in my buddy's Chevy Blazer, and we drove over to the Wally World, and we walked into the Wally World, and we walked around a few aisles and looked at some shit and decided, you know what? I think we're going to maybe we'll buy us an icy or a slushy, or maybe there used to be these sweet tart suckers that we would buy. And that was the whole reason to go to the Wally World, was just to like walk around and check stuff out and maybe buy a Super Ball and throw it as hard as we could at the New River Valley Mall parking lot.
Did she think that she was going somewhere else?
Lainey Kokoza Smith thought she was going to an amusement park, son, the Wally World.
Lainey.
A fictional amusement park.
It did not take long, gentlemen, for her to realize, holy crap, this guy is a redneck.
But so now I've got a question about Lainey, though. She thought, why did she get dressed up to go to an amusement park, though? If you're going to go to an amusement park, like, you're not getting dressed
up. I don't know, man. You went to field trips at an amusement park.
Like, I'm now questioning, like, and Lainey still wanted to date you?
She did. I don't know why.
I mean, I've always
been married to me for 21 and a half years. We've been together for 25 years, dude.
I think it was the dimples. It was the dimples.
It must have been the dimples. But she was the one. Lainey was the one that started the scruff. Lainey likes scruff on guys. So I think she's going to be happy, actually, that I'm growing my beard.
I mean, she's pot committed at this point, so to your dumbass. So you mentioned casseroles, and you kind of lost me. That was a great soliloquy. Yeah, I'm on Thanksgiving mode right now. What's like what's the the side dish that you must have this week?
Lead us off.
I have to have my mac and cheese. I have to have it.
Is that a family recipe, or are you going to buy like Kraft shells and cheese?
So I need like the family one, but I have nothing against the Kraft macaroni and cheese.
I mean, it was our victory fuel at Giles High School in 1993.
And then
before you two jackwads were born.
I won't consider this like
Not true.
a Thanksgiving staple, but my aunt makes homemade noodles that I'll take the mashed potatoes, then I'll take the spoon and make a crater, then I take the noodles, pour them in there, and then
Y'all do it different, man. You have noodles at Thanksgiving?
I have noodles all the time. But give me mac and cheese and a green bean casserole. That's what I need.
Do you sprinkle like the string onions
The onion
on top of
strings,
the
yeah.
green bean casserole?
You
That's
need
a requisite.
Yeah, you have to have. And the mac and cheese, you need some sort of crumb or something on the top to give it a little texture.
Breadcrumbs or
Yeah,
something?
little breadcrumbs or something.
My mom crunches up Ritz crackers.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
what my granny did. Yeah, my Mimi, she used to make this. We called it hot chicken salad. And what it was like cream of mushroom soup. It was, you take chicken breasts and you chunk them. You cut them into you cube them, and you throw that in there, and you have cheese, Ritz crackers, and on the top she would put corn flakes or frosted flakes sometimes to give it a little bit of a hint of sweet.
One. Yes.
And then you bake it. And it was just completely off the chain.
Wes, what are you going with?
Wes is contemplating this with great
I think
consideration.
he's like trying to decide on which meal to pick, knowing that he might offend like an aunt that makes a different side dish that she thinks should be the number one pick.
That happens. That happens at every family table. You already said mac and cheese. That was going to be mine. That's what my mom makes. But my grandmother makes red rice. It's this rice. It's called red rice, and it has like curry in it. It's kind of spicy, and that's her thing. That's what she's always made, and she's not able to really make it this year. She's not doing the best, but she'll be present. It's all right. She'll be there. But my mom is doing it, and she's feeling a lot of pressure right now to step up to the plate.
That's
and
like
knock the red rice out of the park. So we'll see how she does.
That's a lot of pressure to come in there, and
It is.
you don't want to get you blow it and then you get benched from doing it in the future.
But that's what I'm looking forward to.
I love sweet potatoes.
I knew it because you're
eat
a
them all the
health
time.
nut.
I'm a sweet potato guy. Bake them, nuke them, don't care. But sweet potato casserole at Thanksgiving is a delicacy of colossal and historic proportions. It has to be, and I am a little bit of a nerd when it comes to my diet, but on Thanksgiving, you can offer some latitude. It has to be lathered in butter. It has to be lathered in cinnamon. It has to have candied pecans or pecans, depending on where you come from, atop the delicacy. And you throw it in the pit boss, and you smoke it. And, son, it is heavenly. I'm also going to smoke and grill some salmon as well. I know that's an odd. We'll have turkey too. I mean, look, you'll never meet anybody that loves Thanksgiving dinner more than me. I love it so much that my mother-in-law, Sally Kokoza, makes Thanksgiving on Christmas now, because we all get together for Christmas. At Thanksgiving, it's Laney's brother Mike and his family. They come down to Charlotte, and we spend Thanksgiving together that way. But at Christmas, the whole family's together, and so Sally makes Thanksgiving on Christmas.
But I mean,
for me.
Thanksgiving and Christmas meals are basically one and the same.
There's a lot of overlap. You just don't have the turkey necessarily.
We do.
What's
y'all's Christmas go to? Ham?
We have we got the HBH. Honey baked ham.
Oh.
A good ham. Now, stuffing. Are you guys pro stuffing? Don't need it? I think it's worthless. I think it just fills you up on crap that.
Yeah, it's another carb on the plate. I'll take some, but I don't need it.
No, it is not a necessity in any way, shape, or form. It is an extra. If it's there, I might have just a little dabble, a little bit of a smidge of it on there, a little spoonful, but I don't need stovetop. I certainly I don't need anybody working extra hard to make homemade stuffing.
No.
Do y'all do like a beer can turkey?
No, I was going to ask you.
My dad does it on the egg. He does it on the big green egg. And in my
Awesome. I gotta send him a pit boss.
What beer do you use for it?
Budweiser, Red Label Budweiser.
Wes, is there some like local Athens beer that you guys use?
We'll do
probably
White Claw.
uses what I just downed.
Did you say a White Claw?
We'll do a White Claw turkey. No, I'm just messing around. My dad will do probably a Budweiser. Yeah, for sure. And then my cousin-in-law fries it. So I've got the best of both worlds.
That's
my
awesome.
in-laws,
Fried
Thanksgiving,
turkey.
we got the fried turkey. Mine, we got the smoked. So
well, I think
cover your bases.
It's good that you mentioned frying. I think, we need to PSI.
Be careful if you're frying
PSA
your turkey,
with everybody
please.
out there. Hillbilly headlines is a fun staple on Marty McGee, but we don't want any hillbilly headlines around you deep frying a turkey and it going awry.
Oh, the bird.
Thaw it out, and then also think about oil displacement when you put the bird in there. Just
Those videos are funny, though. I can't lie, man. The videos are funny when the old boys put the bird in the pot before she's all the way thawed and a towering inferno results out there on the deck. Be careful now.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Thaw the bird. That's the name of the
Thaw
episode.
the bird.
I think.
Marty,
Yeah.
is the Smith family the turkey trot family that goes out and does the run before in the morning?
I don't know if we will this year. I've always been extremely neurotic about making sure that I get my turkey trot in, at least a 5K. For many years, I did a 10K because I'm a try-hard. And this year, I mean, there's 5Ks all over the area where I live. So I may get a wild hair and do it. Why wouldn't I? I mean, it makes a little bit of room for the red wine I'm going to drink all day.
See, that's
What's y'all's elixir of choice on Thanksgiving?
Brown water.
Brown water. All right, that's cool. What kind?
It just depends what's around. I
Jack-
mean, my dad.
Jack
it's
Daniels.
stock.
We love you.
All right. Yeah, Travis is right. It is a Jack Daniels Thanksgiving at our place.
It doesn't have to be a Jack. No, listen, it doesn't have to be a Jack Thanksgiving. It can be whatever you like. We just happen to have relationships with Jack. And so they sent us some cool sweaters and some hats and some
I've been
various
enjoying
other-
some Basil Hayden's and
That's good.
Angel's Envy lately. That's
Angel's
been
Envy is great.
What
in
do you
our
think?
closet. Yeah.
What do you think I'm going to drink, Marty?
Tito's and tonic.
Nope.
Soda.
Soda.
Tito's and soda. I always forget what your
we
mixer
don't.
is.
We don't need tonic. I hate it. The worst though is when you order Tito's and soda and you get like a new bartender and it comes and it's Tito's and Sprite.
Well, I know one thing. I bet old Toby Keith will eat all of it.
I bet he's
Drink
got some
all of
brown.
it.
I bet he has a lot of brown water.
I bet old Toby Keith will drink some daggum single barrel,
Hey boys,
94 proof.
I think I'm on here, but I've been messing around back here and check this out. Boys got a studio cam.
Look at that
Whoa,
guy.
Brandon.
Yep, and
Our
I have
omniscient presence.
I know, right? And I have a story to tell.
Oh, let's hear it.
All right.
About 5 years ago, before I was the whiskey connoisseur that I am now,
Allegedly.
in the height of my wedding photography days, I had a bride who wanted to work a deal with me to shoot her rehearsal dinner. She just happened to be the daughter of a pretty big distributor here in town, and said she could hook me up with some nice bourbon. So I thought, why not? You know, that'd be cool. I'm kind of into bourbon. That'd be fun. And so she shows up at the rehearsal dinner, hands me a bag, and I open it up and looks like two pretty good bottles, Pappy Van Winkle 15-year and a Van Winkle 13-year reserve
Get
rye,
out of here.
which are very, very hard to get.
Yeah.
But again, I know it's good, but I'm not extremely well versed, and so I decided to take it to my in-laws for Thanksgiving, and biggest mistake of my life. Let me just tell
She
you that.
gone.
I walked into the room, set it down in front of my father-in-law and my two brothers-in-law, walked out of the room, came back about 25 minutes later, and both of them were 3/4 down. And I will regret it for the rest of my life.
You know what you could have sold that for?
Oh, I do know exactly what I could have sold it for.
What is it, $2,500? Somewhere around in there, Brandon?
I mean, retail is supposed to be around 120, but yeah, you could sell it. You could sell it for easy that for sure.
So, all right. So let's discuss this real quick.
I have a story about Pappy too. So
Okay, has everybody had it?
I've never
tried Pappy 15.
I've never tried it.
No, I've had Rip and I've had 10. Yeah.
So it's very good. I had it for the first time actually this year. I went to
Was it with Wright Thompson?
It was not with Wright Thompson. I went to the Quail Hollow Championship on Thursday with my buddy. Here's name drop time. Watch your toes. My buddy Jason Sehorn, that played for the Giants and the Rams in the NFL for a while. He lives in Charlotte here. He's a good buddy of mine. And Jason and I went to a friend of his house who lived on the course. And we get there, and he's like, "What you want, brother?" And I said, "I'd love to just have some bourbon, whiskey." He goes, "All right, man, just go look in that bottom drawer in there." So I go in, and I pull out the bottom drawer of this guy's, like, liquor area. And in the bottom drawer is an unopened bottle of Pappy 15. And I'm sitting there looking at it, and I just set it to the side. So I go back in there, and I'm digging around, and there was, like, some Buffalo Trace, which I love. So I grabbed the Buffalo Trace, and I'm going to make myself like a Buffalo Trace mule. He comes in. He's like, "You don't want the Pappy?" I said, "I can't drink that." He goes, "Why not?" I said, "We just met. Like, that's a special occasion bourbon. I can't do
You
it."
can't open that up. No.
He goes, "Who gives a crap? Open it." I'm like, "Seriously?" I said, "Well, you gotta like have one with me." So we open it, we pour a little bit, and I taste it, and it's I think, Brandon, it's 104 proof, right?
It depends. I mean, I think it's more than that. I think it's 107.
It might be 107. All I know is it's really good. It's really good whiskey, but I'm gonna tell you what, it ain't worth no $2,500. I mean, I don't.
Well, we've been trying to
can't
put Brandon. Yeah, we've been trying to put Brandon up to this taste test, and I don't know if Pappy's going to be in the mix here, Brandon. But do you think you could taste Pappy in a blind taste test beside, I don't know, let's say...
He probably hasn't had it enough to be able to know.
You don't think so?
I'm guessing he hasn't had a ton of Pappy in his life.
100%, I could tell.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, well, of course you're saying that now, but we're gonna push you to the test.
I can't wait for that. For the record, though, he says that he can do 5. I think early on an earlier pod I said 10. Confirmed it it started out as 5, and that's what it is. It's also concerned about his well-being, because if he's taking 10 shots that quick of time,
It's not shot. It's like finding the notes and tasting it. Shots are a different deal.
My dad was visiting me. I was up in Connecticut, and we went out to lunch, and we're at some whiskey, some barbecue place. There was also a whiskey restaurant, and these 2 elderly gentlemen were there, and one guy just retired. Like, this was his first day off, and so they each ordered a full shot of Pappy, and the bill for it was just ungodly. That's where you're just gonna lose me on the bill. Like, it might be good, but I can't pay it.
Yeah, I can't. Again, I mean, it was wonderful, and I was so grateful for his generosity and having the opportunity to fellowship with him over that amazing drink. But I mean, I just can't see. I don't understand how the market defines that. I know it's all supply and demand, and it's hard to get, and all those things, but that's an awful lot of money. When
maybe if we mention them enough, that they'll be the next people to send us stuff.
Don't hold your breath, homie.
Yeah, I wouldn't wait on that one.
All right, y'all, we got to shut up. We've been talking for how long? We've been talking like 75 minutes.
Long enough.
Yeah, we've been talking a long time. I love that though. I think people enjoy it. People enjoy hearing us BS.
I don't mind it. Sit here, drink.
Me too. I'm on my second beer. I really appreciated my time with Toby Keith. Y'all are going to really enjoy this too. Part 2 includes him telling me why it was time to record a new album, his perspective on current country music and country radio, and how in the Sam hell Red Solo Cup became a phenomenon. I always wondered that. Like, how can you take that song and it make it to the top 20 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart? Here's part 2 with Toby Keith on Outsider. Y'all enjoy. Thanks so much to Toby for his time. I mean, I think he gave us, I don't even know how much time.
He gave you like 50. He gave you like 50 minutes.
50 minutes.
It's a lot of Toby. Though
With an icon. That guy's an icon, y'all.
I feel bad for him because when we taped it, Oklahoma was undefeated. Then they lost. We had to cut a little bit of that out, and now his Sooners are just kind of trying to hold on. So
he probably blames me. That's all right. I can handle it. I got broad shoulders.
If he blames you, he can come on and he can blame you on the pod again.
I mean, what I love about Toby is he don't give one half a damn about what other people think about his convictions. And in this world, there's a lot of people who posture in today's world. Like, Toby's not posturing. He believes what he says. And, man, has he had some run-ins throughout his career. We all know about the Dixie Chicks deal. I thought it was really cool in part 1 for him to share with us, like, his thoughts about all of that and that type of feedback.
There's very few people that genuinely don't care what others think, and they just go about their life. And he is one of those guys.
It's a very, very freeing way to live. I wish I had that trait. I don't.
And
I care way too damn much what people think about me. Anyway, thanks so much to Toby. Appreciate you 3 knuckleheads. Appreciate you 3 knuckleheads hanging out with me and sharing your lives. It's fun. Thank you to every one of you guys for listening. We need y'all to help us grow this thing. Be fearless. Send it to your friends if you liked it.
Leave a review.
Send it over right now. Travis, what do they do?
Well, go on Apple and leave a 5-star review. If you've got if you have a guest recommendation of someone that we have on, or a topic that you might want us to talk about, if you leave a 5-star review, I will see it.
Yep, Travis checks that stuff out. He's very diligent. He's done a great job of securing us guests. Kent Babb, who wrote Across the River. It's a book that I mentioned on here in an earlier episode. It's about high school football in New Orleans and the refuge that is that platform for those young men, and how Bryce Brown, the head coach at Carr High School, helps those young men have purpose and have direction. It's a phenomenal book, and I can't wait to chat with Kent about the process. I'm fascinated by the process, being an author myself, of what it was like to go to New Orleans 19 times or 20 times in a calendar year to spend time and dive into the lives of the people in that book. Not only that, Travis tells me that he just secured LV Shane.
We're trying to lock in a day and time.
Whoa. Okay.
If y'all have not heard this record, it's called Backslider. I can't recommend it highly enough. I have been listening to it, and when I was in Athens last week on my 4-hour plus drive home up I-85, I put it on a loop, and I listened, and I listened, and I listened, and I listened, and I consumed, and I felt it. I felt the record. And I sent it to these 2 boys and said, y'all got to listen to this. It's a great record, and I can't wait to chat with him about it and the process of making it. So we have great guests on the horizon, and that's just 2 of them. I got Travis trying to get Dina Carter. Want to talk to her about Strawberry Wine and how much that was a formative song in my youth in a lot of ways. And just chat with Dina. So Travis is on that case right now as well. So thank you so much to our law enforcement officials. We're so grateful for the work you guys do to keep our community safe. Thank you to our first responders, our firemen, EMTs who run into the danger to save others. And speaking of running into the danger, thank you for the sacrifice that every single veteran and every single active member of the United States military offers us. We are free, and that is the greatest of blessings. Have an amazing week. Again, please, what do they do, Travis? They
rate, review, follow.
They rate, review, follow. Hit us up on social media. Tell us what you think. We post clips of this podcast. We want y'all's feedback. At Travis Rockhold, right?
Yep.
All right. At Wes and Ship, spell that for those of us who can't.
Wes _ the letter N, the word ship.
And at Marty Smith ESPN. Let us know what you think. How can we make it better? Heaven knows we can. We're trying to grow a community. That's what we're trying to do here at Outsider. We're championing small towns. We love country music. We love high school and college football. We love the Southland. We love America. So y'all hang out with us. We appreciate it. Tell all your buddies. This is the Marty Smith Podcast on Outsider. We'll try better next time around. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. God bless
Thaw
America.
the bird.
Bye, Dahlonega.
Thaw the bird.